There are some really great reasons to start a no spend challenge. And today we want to share 3 really good reasons to start one right now. But before we get started, we are the Canny Couple. And I'm Julia.
And I'm Aaron.
And we are a small homestead family in rural Southwest Virginia that work every single day to merge homesteading and frugality. So if you're new to our channel, we would really appreciate it if you'd hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.
Right, and it's beginning of 2025. Right now is a perfect time to talk about this.
So first, what is a no spend challenge?
Basically, cutting back spending.
It is. So a no spend challenge is when you can really define it as whatever you want, but most people define a no spend challenge as cutting back all expenses except necessities. So food, water, housing, electricity,
transportation
to work, back and forth. Just bare bones necessities.
Bare bones budget.
Yes, bare bones budget. And that's really what it is.
It is.
Bare bones budget. You're going back to necessity. And it's short for most people. And that is key. A lot of people think that you could do this for long term, but the problem with doing this long term is fatigue.
It does. It can wear on you at that point.
It can wear you down.
And most people do it in January and February because they're not going anywhere. The weather's bad, something
Cold,
like that.
It's chilly, you don't want to get out. This is the time to kind of just sit down and stay inside and become couch potatoes.
Yep.
It is. So there are multiple types of no spend challenges. Multiple types you can do. When we first got together, I did one where you saved a certain amount of money every single day. And we didn't do very good on that one.
We did it for the first few months, but then by the time you got to those end months, it was
too hard.
It was too hard.
There's been so many, like save a penny every day. And there's so many types of different no spend challenges. We really just prefer a don't spend any money. Don't spend any money, no spend challenge. That tends to work out best for us. So it really just, you got to find what works for you. The kind of no spend challenge that works best for you and your family. I've seen one where what she does is she goes through and she highlights a calendar of the day she doesn't spend. So the day she doesn't spend, she does her green. And the day she spends, she marks them and what she spends the money on. They marks different days. And then she gets like a visual aid of what she spends her money on. It's actually very visual learning, and it's kind of eye-opening in a way. So if you need that, if you're a visual learner, and most people are, that might be a very good way of, kind of learning. So it's a great way to get folks moving in the right direction. Here are 3 really good reasons to start one. Create cash. Fast cash and margin in your budget.
This here could be like you need something that...
A little wiggle room. Breathing room.
Yeah. Breathing
room in your budget. You need some breathing room. Most people discount just having some extra cash in the budget just to go okay, I can have some breathing room in my budget. It helps. It really does. When we first got together and our budget started taking hits, we would have loved to have had this.
Yeah.
Because our grocery budget when we first got together was $600-$700.
Correct. Yeah.
There's 2 of us, and not today's inflation.
Right.
And now it's $300 a month.
Yeah.
So a little bit of breathing room does help. It really does. It helps a lot. So just having that extra breathing room, having that extra margin in your budget, in that cash, just helps. But what do you do with that extra cash? Well, you can have a short emergency fund.
This here's key. This one here we've learned.
I had an emergency fund.
She had an emergency fund. I did not when we got together, and that
we were very grateful we had that emergency.
We were very grateful for that emergency fund because it can come in for heat pump going out, for example.
No, it wasn't the heat pump. It was my car. That's what we had to use it for, was my car.
Well, we had both of them.
We had both of them.
Yeah.
We had a heat pump, the car, we had everything. And now we have a much bigger emergency fund to help with those. And now it's no longer really an emergency fund. It becomes a, oh no.
We have to dip into something else fund.
We have to dip into, oh no, something happened fund.
Yes.
We got to deal with this fund.
Yep.
Now, there's another issue happen fun. Let's fix it fun. That's kind of what it becomes. And a lot of people don't have that. And there's a lot of debate of how big that fund needs to be. I know Dave Ramsey talks $1,000, and I get it. That's a starter emergency fund. He thinks 1,000's enough. I will tell you, when we first started, we were first together, that $1,000 was not enough.
Was not enough.
It was not enough. That first week we were together, that $1,000 was not enough.
Yeah.
That first Monday, we needed $1,500.
Right.
That was the dollar amount. And luckily I had it. And that was because I had been putting away
so much into
emergency fund, because that's what I was taught. Put away just a little bit every single month into an emergency fund. And it did help. It helped build that up. So we would say between 2,000 to 5,000, but I know a lot of people don't have that kind of extra room, that breathing room.
Right, and that's why we're talking this,
It's important.
no spend challenge to try to build up that emergency fund.
Right. So no spend challenge, kind of get a little bit starter just to build it up. So 1,000, 2,000, any little bit helps. Any little bit helps, because even if you have a big $1,500, $2,000 emergency, you have some cash to start. You could go on another no spend challenge. You know you could do it. You can go bare bones for another month, build up that cash, and be able to pay it off.
Yeah.
Without going to your credit cards. Because most of the time your emergencies can usually wait. Most of the time, I would say 70% of the time emergencies you aren't real. They're not like, I have to pay this right now emergency.
Right.
Most of the time you can hold off and pay them later. Like a washing machine needing to be replaced.
Not a true emergency.
Not true emergency.
The heat pump going out, not a true emergency,
unless it's your only heat source right now.
Right, in the wintertime, yes. Ours went out in the summer.
Ours went out. It was not a true emergency. We had fans. Yep. We learned to deal with it. So not a true emergency. We dealt with it. So you kind of have to learn to adjust and deal with it. So, but like right now, if the heat pump went out and that was your only source of heat, I would say, yeah, that's kind of an emergency. You have to have that because it's about to be 9 degrees. You don't have a choice. You would have to do something. So you would have to figure that out. So that's kind of why an emergency fund is important. Right. Figuring that out. So number 3, paying off a quick debt, small debt. So snowball method, avalanche method. We could debate this all day, every day. Yeah. We've done both. Yeah. Which one's our favorite?
To pay off the small ones first, to create more budget, to create more margin to pay off the larger ones.
Yeah, we like the snowball method best. We just like getting it paid off. Yep. But the key here is momentum. And get it, because once you get that momentum started, once you start seeing the debt getting paid off.
And changes.
And once you start seeing more margin in your budget.
Yeah.
Because once you start paying off debt, so you start paying off a little debt, you get an extra $100 in your budget. Or $200 in your budget. You're like, hey, I've got an extra $200 in my budget that was going towards this debt. Now I could put it towards this other debt that I have. Right. Oh, wait, now I've got this debt. Now I can put it towards this debt that I had. Now you're starting to see momentum, and now you can really start pushing forward and getting these things paid off. That is the key. That is the goal. So
it's a lifestyle change to get momentum started.
It really is. It really is. And the thing here is you can do these no-spend challenges periodically throughout the year. So maybe do it once a quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one there. Once a quarter, because then 4 times a year. No.
Yeah. Well, once a quarter is 4 quarters a year.
It's 4 quarters, 3 times a year. I was like, wait a minute. No, that's wrong. 3 times a year, you could build up, a stockpile to pay off some debt.
Yep. You could pay off debt, get like one credit card paid off, okay, and then you're still paying off. You've got that extra cash built up, and get another one paid off, and get another one paid off, or make a big chunk of a payment off of a student loan, and that's less interest you're paying off. That's less money you're paying off to the bank, or you're making a bigger payment off on your house loan because you're trying to get that paid off. Whatever it is you're working towards, whatever financial goal you're working towards, or maybe you're saving up to put money into a Roth IRA at the end of the year.
Yep.
Whatever goal you're working towards. This is important.
This can help.
This is important. This is important. It can help. So that's the key here. That's the goal. So what are some really easy ways you can start to do this?
No. I was going to say, don't eat out.
Don't eat out. That's an easy one. That's so easy.
That's like the easiest one to start with.
Don't eat out. Eat at home. And I know there are people out there that say, but it is so much cheaper to eat out than to eat at home. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's so silly. That is so silly.
Well, especially since there's no such thing as a fast food dollar menu anymore.
Fast food dollar menus anymore. And I'm telling you that you can still, even if you had a dollar menu, you could still eat cheaper.
Under $1.
For under it, you could buy a bag of, you could buy at the Dollar Tree, you could buy a bag of rice and a can of beans, and that is $2.50. Make those, you are good. That's a meal for several days.
Yep.
Eat from your pantry. A lot of people do not realize how much food they have in their pantry unless you are seriously one of those people that does not keep food in your pantry.
Well, yeah, that too.
And you need to build a working pantry. I'm sorry. That is insane. Build a working pantry.
Shop the sales.
2020 didn't teach you anything. Build a working pantry. Shop sales. Buy food when it's on sale. Shelf-stable food. Pasta, rice, things that you like to eat. Don't buy things that you don't like to eat. Have it on hand. Eat from your pantry. Lower your grocery costs by eating cheap meals. So I'm talking spaghetti, pasta with spaghetti sauce, no meat. Cut out your meat for a little while. Rice and beans if you like rice and beans. I know a lot of people don't.
It can help.
It can help. Chili.
Chili's a good one.
Use filler foods like rice. I use rice to fill like soup. I will add rice to soup to make the soup go longer. I can make a much smaller pot of soup and it will go a lot farther. And I'm telling you, we won't eat beef stew without rice anymore.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's not the same. It is not the same. Or chili.
Right.
It just doesn't taste the same. But it will make it go further, and it also cuts the cost. You can add potatoes, anything like that. Cheaper foods will make it go a lot further.
Yeah, and turn off subscriptions. You can, some places allow you to pause subscriptions. You can do that. You can lower your phone bill, switching to something cheaper. All of that is creating money in your budget for, to build up this.
Absolutely. Remove shopping apps from your phone. Amazon.
I mean, if you're...
You got to remove the temptation.
Right. If you're one that are tempted by those type of things, remove those.
I would remove Facebook.
Because it shows so many ads.
It shows so many ads. I would remove Facebook. To get you to buy stuff.
I mean, it's true.
I would remove Facebook. I mean, I would remove any social media that's going to show you anything. If I were doing a no spend challenge, I would remove myself from social media for that time period too. I would go.
It will stop you from being tempted to spend something.
I would say I'm doing a no spend challenge, but I'm also going to do a no social media challenge as well.
Yeah. Another one is, unplugging stuff so that you don't have vampire energy happening.
It does help.
It does.
It really does. It helps so much. The next one is to lower your thermostat.
This one here is one of the basic ones where you can save money by lowering your energy costs, by lowering your thermostat.
Absolutely. So we hope these things help you. Let us know in the comments down below what you do to help with your no spend challenges, what easy things that you think will help. We would love to hear that, love to share that as well. What kind of no spend challenges do you do? Leave that in the comments below. And as always,
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, check out our link tree with all of our other content.
And as always, thank you for joining us on the Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life.
Have a wonderful day.